Hello guys, I'm the maildartfrog, and in this video I'm going to show you 5 ways you can propel your vehicle with no fuel required. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It's free and you can unsubscribe at any moment. Alright, let's go on with the video. Just a quick disclaimer though, as you can see I have creative inventory thing enabled, and I also have stuff like good mode, and I can also, for example, spawn blocks. So if you want to enable all of this stuff, there is a link to my tutorial on how you can do that in your top right corner right now. Alright, back to the video. Alright, so maybe let's start with the one that I'm already using right now. So as you can see, the first method of transportation with no fuel required is just using a walk. So basically how it works is you have to trap a walk in a cave like that, add some kind of steering, and by the way, if you plan on doing steering, because maybe you don't need any steering, you need to have the wheels with steering as well, not just this thing. And basically what else you need is exactly this thing, this stick that can rotate with a piece of corn at the end of it. So basically what happens is the walk tries to go forward and get this corn at the end, but it can't, and so it pushes the vehicle forward, so it pushes the corn forward, and it's just an endless loop at that point. And as you can see, I can control it by turning the wheels and the corn completely fine, with no issues whatsoever. However, there are a lot of downside to this. First of all, is it's very slow. The second one is that the walk can glitch out of the cage, in fact, and also other walks will attempt to eat the corn, so keep that in mind. And also you're not really able to just start and stop it easy, because you can't just remove the corn. I mean, it does work for a second, but very soon the walk starts just minding its own business and will start walking towards some random direction, and then it will push the vehicle. Actually, you can just come back to your vehicle and it just might not be there because the walk just decided to wander off into the distance, like right now. Alright, but let's move on to our next method of transportation, which is controllers with stacked bearings. So it's as simple as just pressing the button and we go forward at a decent speed actually. As you can see, those are all level 1 controllers. So basically how it works is we just stack a few bearings on top of each other. So when this one rotates and this one rotates, the speed adds up, so it rotates way faster than normal. And I will actually show you how you can build it. So first of all, you obviously need a platform. Then cut out a little bit on the back. Place some bearings on both sides and just start stacking them, just like so. Now, one thing to keep in mind though, don't stack too many of those bearings, because you know how scrap mechanic physics are. The scrap mechanic gods may be angry at you for not using any fuel, and your operation could start glitching away. So be careful, just don't stack too many of those. For example, 4 works flawlessly and you can possibly push it forward. Alright, we now have all of our wheels attached, so what we are gonna do now is place down either a lot of low level controllers or just one high level controller. So let's connect all of those up, and now let's set all of them to 360 degrees so that it's faster, you know. Now remember to check the loop thing and set your speed. And now we also need to rotate half of the bearings so they are all going in the same direction. Now just place a switch, connect it, and there we go. You're going at a pretty decent speed actually, so that's pretty cool. And again, it doesn't use any fuel or batteries whatsoever. Alright, but upgrading the controller to the max level can be quite expensive. And the same goes if you're gonna use just a lot of the low level ones. So here is something for if you don't have too much materials yet. I present to you the suspension glitch propulsion. As you can see, it works really nicely. Let's remove the lift, and as you can see, with just one lift it goes at a pretty decent pace, doesn't it? And we got run over. So basically how this works is when I flick this switch, this bearing starts pushing this block into these blocks that are attached to the wheel, and because there is this suspension here, this block right here starts rotating this wheel by pushing these blocks, and the wheel starts rotating. So here's a quick tutorial on how you can build it yourself. First of all, place a bearing right at the edge of the wheel, and I highly suggest use at least the B wheel, because I don't know how we're gonna fit it on this small guy. But anyway, just place some kind of a part. It can be a block, but I advise using some kind of a lower collision part, like this pipe right here, on the bottom. Then take a suspension. This is a level 1 suspension, as you can see. Now attach a block at the end to the suspension and place 2 blocks on the side. However, do not attach it to the block on the suspension, attach it to the wheel, like that. Now, just connect this bearing to your controller, like this one for example. You can just use the level 1 controller. Don't set it to loop and set only 15 degrees. Pretty sure 30 works as well, but I'm pretty sure 15 is more stable. And again, do not set this to loop, because it doesn't work like that. Alright, so now just press the button and hold on, it's going in the wrong direction. Alright, and there we go. As you can see, we are going at a decent speed. So it's really cheap to make. However, there are some downsides to this. The first one is that it's not too expandable. As you can see, we didn't go much faster with 2 than we did with 1. Second one is, of course, you have to attach something to your wheel, which isn't very good, is it? And the last but not least is that it's not too stable. As you know, glitches in scrap mechanic like this one aren't 100% stable. Your creation could start glitching out and fly away, but just don't use it if you can afford any of the other ones, except maybe the walk one, because the walk one is pretty much just cool, not too useful. Alright, and the next thing on our list is this piston engine right here. So first of all, a quick disclaimer, I don't really know how this stuff works, but I know someone who does, and that person is Venwork. So this engine is actually built right off his tutorial, which you can find in the link in your top right corner right now, and it's absolutely amazing. And he has some other very cool piston engine designs on his channel as well, so definitely go check that out. And as you can see, it works very nicely. It's definitely more reliable than the suspension glitch one, and from what I have heard, it has much better torque than any other fuelless solutions. And honestly, I also really like the sound of it. Also keep in mind that you don't necessarily need to use all these high level components. I used those just because I did, and pretty sure you can also use lower tier ones. And the last option on my list today is the good old hammer option, which you probably most of you know. You basically stand in your vehicle and just start hammering it down the road. However, I have one tip, because making wheel steering for this might be really problematic. So what I advise doing is taking some part that has really low friction, like for example the drill. This is the same drill that you would use to mine rocks in your world. So basically attach a few drills to the bottom of your creation, and now hammering it will be much easier, as you can see. And we're actually picking up at some decent speed right here. Obviously though, this thing has its flaws as well. First of all, it definitely uses more hanger, and it's not as controllable as the automated methods, of course. However, I'm pretty sure you can also use it no problem on the water. Of course, not in this particular vehicle, because it's just a chunk of wood and it doesn't work very well, does it? And also you can sometimes get knocked down like that, so keep this in mind. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave thumbs up and subscribe for more. Also check out my Discord server, and if you have any suggestions or questions, leave them down in the comments or in my Discord server. I was Odd Chap, and hope to see you in another one. Bye!